afternoon, everyone. How are you today? I hope all of you are doing well on this Thursday. This is Meaningful Intuitive Guided Tarot here, coming back to you, as you can tell by the title, for another spotlight on America. And it is in fact pertaining to the wildfires that is going on in Canada and the air quality and how it has affected many states, cities, and is still continuing to affect the quality of air in certain and various parts of different states and cities. I wanted to come to you with this story as a caution, but as an alert for those of you that I'm sure may have not heard about it, or those that have heard about it. And what is the situation? What does this all mean? And what is really going on? And so I wanted to come, as I said, to you to bring about some type of insight about the wildfires, in that particularly it has been said that this type of effect of air quality hasn't been seen since 1991. And I believe it may have even gone past that, beyond that they haven't seen the likes of this. And with that being said, you know, when you think about how the world has been impacted 3 years back, and hope that this is no trigger alert, but when it comes to the realization of world events such as this, and what we just kind of am trying to get back to life coming out of that pandemic, and then 3 years later, now we are dealing with a situation of an air fire that has caused a code red within the U.S. And it's really something that has become a concern, because for those that have underlying health issues, those that do have suffer with any type of lung disease, particularly asthma people, if you suffer with that, and how, you know, being out while this is going on, it can cause harm. So the alert for most states and cities, particularly Wednesday, June 6th, I believe, was the worst. And it was really like, you can actually see, like when I went to my window yesterday, we was actually seeing the fog. And speaking of New York City, I'm in New York City, in Manhattan, it was covered, but also toward the evening, you begin to see that orangey type of color that was in the air. So yesterday was indeed, I believe, one of the worst days that the air quality was very dangerous, so to speak. And so today, it looked like during the course of the night, it has cleared up. And it's going to continue to clear, because for one thing, looking at my notes here, is that although New York City and other areas in New England could start to see improvement in the air quality today and Friday, and that will be the reason that the city now is starting to see some type of clearance, is because it's due to a shift in the winds directing the smoke toward now southern Ohio. And so at this time, for those people that live in Ontario, the air quality, although it's improving near the Atlantic coast, it is expected to worsen in and around Toronto, Pittsburgh, Cleveland, and Detroit. So these states need to remain alert and cautious when going out, suggesting that you do wear a face mask, especially if you are spending prolonged time outdoors. And as I mentioned before, if you are spending a prolonged time outdoors, for those that do have some type of chronic lung issues, particularly if you have asthma, it is not suggested that you even go outside or to shorten your time on the outside, because it can affect you. So overall, when do they anticipate that this wildfire smoke from Canada will begin to dissipate and improve the air quality? Sorry guys, got interrupted by an incoming call. So I was saying before I got cut off that when actually are they expecting the wildfire smoke to dissipate and improve overall? Well, they're saying that by the weekend that things will begin to kind of dissipate and to clear out. But again, and this will be like early next week, that they overall feel that the air quality that has hit New York City and other cities that's close by, that it will be cleared out. So basically, we need a much needed rain downpour to really help clear out this quality, this smoke air quality that has been affecting many millions across the board. And with that being said, you know, you can always stay updated with checking in with your AccuWeather, your news stations, to get further insight and updates about it. And for those that are in Canada who is dealing with this, and other cities and states that are going to be dealing with it and impacted as it moves toward those cities, just be alert and be cautious. And, you know, at the end, I'm sure, just like myself, and I've heard from other channels, like, you know, what does this really all mean? You know, when it comes down to it, when it comes to certain world events, especially now in this time, we have to kind of raise an eyebrow to say, what is this really about? We just got through with the pandemic. There's always, I feel, when it comes to the public knowing things about what goes on, there's always a hidden agenda, right? Because generally it's all about distracting the masses, you know, and all we can do is, in the meantime, until we can kind of get the truth, which generally when it comes to media, we generally as the public don't get the truth. But for the time being, what we can do is always extend our prayers to the people that are dealing with certain events. And when it comes to this wildfire quality, in terms of the quality that it's impacting, the air quality that is, so those that may live in those states and cities that this is being impacted on, or if you don't and you have family, let's just pray for them so that this will pass and that everyone will recover from yet another sort of, not a pandemic, but it's not global, but an epidemic, so to speak, right? Because there's so many millions that have been affected by this. All right, everyone, I just wanted to just bring some type of awareness and alert for those of you that may not know what has been going on in terms of the Canadian wildfire. And some of you, I'm sure, may have known, but for some of you that may not have known, this is how I do bring some type of spotlight on certain events that I think I will want to share with you all. All right, everyone, I hope this was very helpful, and stay positive through all of this chaos. Send prayers to those that are dealing with this. And until the next spotlight, I'm wishing all of you a wonderful, a safe Thursday afternoon. Peace, love, and light. Namaste.